Welcome to the Mother Daughter-ish podcast. It's your mama's favorite podcast.
And the podcast your daughter always wanted.
This is Miss Dawn.
And Angelique.
From the 713. Houston, y'all. Get connected and stay connected weekly as new shows debut on Sunday, Wednesday, and please check out our Saturday Out and About showcases.
Enjoy the show. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and tell every woman on the planet that you know about our show.
Here's our show for today.
Hey, mothers and daughters. Today I am back with another topic on our herbal, natural health, and healing series. And today I have a good one because each one of these things, well, not each one of them, but at least three of them that I'll talk about, I'll tell you that I only used these particular herbs when I was in my 20s, and then again, maybe in my 30s or 40s. But my experience with them is that they really worked well. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about going back to one of them, and I'll share that with you in just a little moment. But what I want to tell you is today we're going to be talking about those natural herbs that you can take that are good for memory boosting, for more mental clarity. This was so good for me when I was in school, especially when I dipped my little baby toe into thinking that I wanted to go to college. And I did for about 3 years and then discovered that it was not for me. And that happened. So I want to say to you mothers, and I want to say to you daughters who have children as well, if your children go to college and it doesn't work out for them, it is absolutely okay, because they can still become a success. They can still do all the things they want to do. They'll just have to figure out the other way to do it, because that's what literally happened to me. So I'm going to just dive right in with my favorite one that I used to take religiously when I was in my 20s, and that's ginkgo biloba. For me, ginkgo was like, and I don't know if I can really compare this because I'm not a coffee drinker, nor have I ever really tasted coffee. But I can attribute it to, from what I've heard from people who do drink coffee, that it gives them an extra boost, it gives them an extra energy, it gives them that extra oomph that they need to get through their day. To me, that's what ginkgo would do. Ginkgo would give me different perspectives on how to, leap think. I call it leap thinking because you're just like, you think real fast. That's why I kind of make jokes now when people are listening to me and they go, "You talk fast, slow down." And I go, "No, you need to speed up your listening." Because it's like I have to sometimes be able to get out the things that I'm trying to say right then, because I promise you, I can give you the best scenario on something. And then if you didn't write it down and you ask me later, what was that you said? And you got your pen ready. What was that you said? And I'm like, I have no idea what I said. I think that's really a spirit-led thing. And the reason why I say that is because I remember I was doing a seminar one time, and I kind of have this little thing where if I'm a business seminar with, mostly women, I'll say, okay, 5 of, you ladies that really need help on your business can come up to the front. And then I would give them the microphone and I would say, okay, we have this many minutes. What is it that you need? What's the one thing right now that would change everything about your business? And I would have people say things like, if I could just add a 0 to what I'm earning right now, just 1 0 to what I'm earning right now. And they would tell me what type of business they have. And then I would say, well, have you thought about this? And if you did that, and I would give them something, they're like, "Oh, I never," and I would always tell them, bring your pen and bring your paper, or you can record me, because I'm not going to remember what I said. And I could go through all 5 of those ladies. And by the end, I remember nothing of what I said. I may remember the name of your business, of course, your name, but I'm not going to remember the formula of what just came out of my brain to give you. That's how ginkgo used to work for me. I'm so glad that now at my age, I can still do those types of things. But now I started with the I forgot, it's a mushroom. I forgot the name of it right now, but I'll think of it because I have it right in my room. But I started with this one particular mushroom, and I'll tell you what it is. But it has really been helpful for me, and it's in a peel form. Of course, it's not one of those hallucinogenic mushrooms. It's one of the ones that's good for the brain booster. But ginkgo was really, really a good source. And you can buy ginkgo biloba tea. I have some of that. You can buy it in peel form. You can buy it in all types of different forms to be able to incorporate it. And this is what I need you to also just kind of remember and stay with me here. When you have certain herbs, you don't have to just ingest it all at one time in one setting. You can sprinkle it into another tea. You can, take that vitamin with your other vitamin. There's the ways that you can get these things into your body. Now, this next one that I was reading about, oh, by the way, ginkgo, its whole function is for memory and improving your blood circulation to the brain. So just think of it that way and figure out which one will work for you. Now, I have had friends that have tried to take the ginkgo, and it made them feel like they were just too hyper. They were just, and they had to stop. One of them, she told me, she said she got headaches. And I said, okay, of course, anything I'm telling you that I'm talking about pills or whatever that's natural, consult your physician if that's what you feel like you need to do. And when I say that, that could be your naturopath doctor, that could be your holistic doctor. That it doesn't always have to be a non-traditional type of doctor, because traditional medicine to me is natural herbs and non-traditional to me is pharmaceutical. So that's just the way my brain works. I'm not trying to do that for you, but the next one is turmeric. Now we hear a lot about turmeric, especially I hear a lot about turmeric because it's supposed to be really good for the skin. It's supposed to be really good. I know a lady that makes her toothpaste with turmeric, arrowroot, baking soda, and some other things. And she said, and I promise you it won't stain your teeth, and her teeth are beautifully white. But turmeric is used for so many things. I've seen people literally wash their entire body with turmeric and their skin glows. So I have so many different types of turmeric that I'm just looking at all the things I can use with it. So it's turmeric, but it's the curcumin one, because if you get turmeric root, which I have, turmeric powder, which I have, you have to know what kind of turmeric you want to have for your brain boost. And it has an active compound in it that does help with anti-inflammatory things. And so you want to make sure that whatever you're getting, just keep in mind that whenever you're trying to improve something, like let's say you're trying to improve your diabetes health, your high blood pressure health, your Alzheimer's, whatever, if the blood is flowing and going the way it needs to go, and you're drinking enough water and that blood is flowing through your body and opening up those pathways, then you shouldn't have any problem with absorption of it. So, and it also may help to improve your overall brain health. So I don't know if you've ever gotten a brain scan before, but it can be quite interesting. I know there's and it started like about 10 years ago. There's a scan that you can get. It's like a full body scan from head to toe, and it will tell you what's going on inside your body right now that you may need to look out for in the coming years. So it can tell you what's going on in your brain. It can tell you what's going on in your heart. It can tell you how your blood is flowing. It can tell you if there's any tumors. It can tell you all these things, and it shows up on the radar of your scan in different colors, blues and greens and yellows and all these different colors. And then if you get a professional, let me tell you the trick to it. The person that you typically, because I had it done, it was 900 and some dollars. The person that you go and you get the scan from is not even the person who reads the scan, which I don't like, because now you're paying somebody else thousands of dollars to read your scan unless you already have insurance and all of that. I have insurance, so that wasn't an issue, but it was no insurance was willing to pay for the preventative. Rosemary. Rosemary's another one. I bathe in rosemary. I put rosemary in my hair. I use rosemary for so many type of things, but it's more of an aromatic, to put rosemary in your hands and smell it, those type of things. And it's a herb that contains, compounds that help to improve the memory. I can tell you a lot of I like to watch a lot of the period pieces from like 1500, 1600, mostly 15 and 1600. And the ladies in there talk so much about rosemary. They bathe in it, they cook with it, they do all kinds of things with rosemary. So it's really, really good at increasing your blood flow to the brain. You notice there's a common denominator here, and it's the blood flow to the brain. Disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a naturopath, I'm not a holistic, I'm speaking to you from things that I have experienced, things that I have witnessed, things that I have dabbled in, things that I have taken for myself, things that have worked for me. Things that work for me may not work for you. I'm just simply here to give you the knowledge. This is for educational purposes only. You could go to wherever your source is and you could type in, give me a list of 50 herbs for my leg cramp. And you'll have tons of things that may come up to you. And you may say, I'm going to take these top 5 that I know the name to, and I can figure out where to get them from in my town. And I will tell you that. That's my next show that I'm going to do, by the way. I want to talk about natural herbs that are specifically to Texas, because every time I go to another state, another country specifically, I want to know what's their resource that they use for whatever their thing is. If it's, what do you use natural to brush your teeth? What do you use naturally to grow your hair? What do you use naturally to grow your eyebrows and eyelashes? What do you use naturally to keep your skin glowing? What do you use naturally to help calm you? And, if you have anxiety or sleep issues, I want to know all of those things. So my show for the next time is going to definitely be about Texas. I probably need to write that down so that I don't forget. And no, I haven't heard anything about if blue bonnets cure anything, because in Texas we big about our blue bonnets and barbecue and all that other stuff. So no, I haven't heard anything about blue bonnets, but if I find something, I will definitely tell you on the next show. Sage, I am willing to bet that at least 10 of you, just gonna pick 10. I bet y'all got some sage in the house, okay? It is traditionally used to enhance the memory. Now, I have heard people tell me they cannot stand sage. I always make this joke, and again, disclaimer, it's a joke. I always make this joke to my daughter whenever I'm burning sage or whatever, and she will just leave the house. She's just like, I can't stand the way it smells, blah, 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 blah. And I have all kinds of really good smelling herbs that, sage that has like rosemary in it, has thyme in it, has rose petals in it. I mean, I have wonderful sage. And when I burn it, she leaves. And I said, that's because that demon is coming out. I make I make it as a joke and she laughs. So it's not a big deal. But by the way, sage, like I said, is supposed to enhance the memory and it's good for cognitive function. That's what, it's listed as. Now, for those people who get upset by anyone who talks about natural herbs and things like that because they don't believe in them, you have the right. You have the right to not believe in anything that I'm saying. But I'm one of those people that I'm going to find out for myself. I learned that kind of attitude by being a child and being in church and listening to what the pastor had to say about everything. And I always had this thing about, I'm going to find out for myself. So if you're telling me that a Bible passage says some particular thing, I was the person who's going to go. I'm going to get to flipping through and going like, now that's not what I'm interpreting it as saying. It didn't have all those extra words, or you left some words out, or it didn't say the love of money. It said, I mean, it didn't say, money was evil. It says for the love of money, so you have to find out things for yourself. Just like people tell me, oh, don't go to Mexico. It's dangerous. You're gonna get killed by the cartel, whatever. But yet and still I'm in Mexico every few months, and it's been now about 7 years. I'm always in Mexico and I've never had those encounters because I'm smart enough to know which areas to go to and which ones to stay away from, and how not to travel alone to those places you have no business going to anyway. When I travel, I'm either with family or friends, or when I'm by myself, I'm with a tour guide with many, many people from many parts of the world. So you have to go and you have to see for yourself, because if you continue to listen to people telling you don't do something, you won't do anything. And so with natural herbs and natural healing, if you don't try to help yourself and you just depend on everybody telling you everything that is against what you naturally wanted to do anyway, then you're never going to really know because you didn't check it out for yourself. But that's the way it's on. So this next one is gotu kola. Now you may call it something different. You may call it centella. And so it's a long, long name, but in America we call it gotu kola, which is believed to enhance cognitive function in the brain. Which I'm telling you, if you're looking at natural herbs that says that it's good for your cognitive, it's good for the blood flow to the brain, it's good to, boost the brain. If you can get in on taking some of these natural herbs, I don't, I don't, I don't see why you wouldn't want to, because it just makes sense to be able to know what's right for you. For me, taking pharmaceutical drugs is not going to work for me, just simply because I don't believe in it. There's a lot of things that I don't believe in that I don't want to be forced to do because I feel like that's not going to be good for me. We know our bodies, we know our souls, we know what it is that we're supposed to be doing, and I just feel like if you feel like that's not for you, you shouldn't do it. Now, this last one on my list, that'll be 7. This last one on my list is ashwagandha. Now, let me tell you something. When I first saw this word, I could say it out easily, but I had no idea what it looked like. So it's ASH and then WAG, WAG, Aganda. So very easy to pronounce, but I didn't know what it was. I thought it was something you have to get in India or something because the way the word is spelled. I thought it was something you could not get in the US, which I should have known. In this great world of the US, we can get anything we want, even if we have to order it from other places. Like, for example, about maybe 3 weeks ago, I ordered me some Quasil powder, and it's supposed to be really, really, really good for the skin. It's, I got it from Tanzania. It's one of the natural things that, the women and men, I guess, too, use over there for their face. I just got it. I have not gotten a chance to mix it, and I'm gonna probably mix mine with like some type of rose water, or I'll probably use something. I really want something that's like aloe vera gel or something, which I have like some natural aloe vera gel that I've put in a container. So I want something that's gooey, good, hydrating, and the aloe vera gel be good, and to mix that powder with and, do on my face daily. And I've seen people put it in their hair to strengthen their hair and to grow it and things like that. I also ordered me some chaby butter chaby powder that I'm going to make into some butter oil for my hair, and I got that from Chad, Africa. And I'm going in October to Honduras, and I'm looking for batana oil. So all of these different things that come from other countries, we can get them. We just have to find the supplier, because I'm very picky. I want the supplier that brings it straight from that hometown. I don't want the manufacturer in the US that's taking it through all of these processes and adding all of these other things in it, which is why I'm so sad that a lot of our hair care and beauty products have been sold over to companies that have no real true love for the product. It's the best way I can put it. And the reason I say that is because I know that it's always going to be profits over anything else. And they change the formula, which is the number one thing that tells you they don't care about the individuals that are buying it. Because once you change that formula and it goes from being homemade or handmade, and you change the formula for it to be more mainstream, you lose the homemade aspect of it, which I can't stand. But anyway, ashwagandha is also an herb, and it's known for its ability to reduce stress. Now, sometimes when you're under stress, of course, you're not able to think right. Like, I know someone very closely that whenever this individual is under stress, she can't work. She can't hold a conversation with you. She can't go on a new job interview, can't have a meal because it won't stay down. Uh, can't really raise her kids. She's just so stressed out that it's like the world is ending at that point. But, I was telling her, I said, if you're having this type of stress and this type of anxiety, let's look up some natural herbs that you can maybe infuse into your daily coffee or tea or whatever it is that you drink, smoothies, whatever. And I definitely shared with her about ashwagandha, and I took her to the natural herb shop that I go to that sells nearly 300 different types of herbs from all over the entire globe. And she did buy the ashwagandha, and I'm happy to say in the last month or so, I have heard no complaining. Her mood has been better. And she's just like, maybe I do need to get on this natural herb healing. I say, you don't need to do anything you don't want to do. But if that's something you want to do, call me and let me know. So with these herbs, they've been traditionally used in all types of countries from all over the world. And I would suggest that if there are any preventative things that you're looking to serve yourself with, I would say if you have a variety and a diverse group of friends, which I find to be so important and valuable. But if you have a group of diverse friends, family members, anyone that's around you and in your circle that cares about you, I would absolutely find out, what do you do in the case of XYZ? What do you do when, we just heard, 2 months ago that the particular Band-Aid product had cancer causing agents right where you put that band-aid over your scar or whatever. So for some people, there's different healing gels and things that after they clean that scar area, they put a particular, I know this is an old-fashioned word, but they put a salve on it. I'm actually got a recipe right now that I want to make a salve for a particular friend who she has a lot of arthritis pains in her wrists and hands and things, that I have a recipe for a salve that I'm going to make for her and give it to her for her to just kind of rub her hands and stuff with. But anyway, if you have like a salve where you can get that wound closed up so that um you can put something over it, and it could be something like cloth or whatever you want to use. But I'm just saying that if we're hearing on a daily basis um about what a lot of these things are doing to our bodies, then we need to make changes. If we're hearing on a daily basis that everything we consume and everything in our homes is toxic, we need to make some changes. If we hear on a daily basis how people are being misdiagnosed for whatever, then we know we got to help ourselves. If we can afford to have some type of holistic doctor, naturopath, or whatever, or herbalist in your life, then I would definitely say get an herbalist. I have this dream of doing like a 1 week retreat with maybe like 15, 25 ladies, and doing like a holistic retreat where every day we are eating healthy and every day we're drinking fresh fruit and fresh water, and just only consuming electric foods of live, type of things like plants and vegetables and things like that. I'm so picky that in my refrigerator, whenever I buy something, if it's not dead within 3 or 4 days for me to throw it out and keep the refrigerator clean, I know not to buy that product again, because I'm just like, yeah, that, when you start thinking about electric food, by the time you get it home from the store, within a day or two, you should be eating it. And if not, and it starts to rot. Like, I have a friend who bought some oranges. I'm not going to say the store, but she kept the oranges out of the refrigerator because I like mine cold, because especially when I fresh squeeze orange juice. But she left it out of the refrigerator and it stayed for 4 months, the exact same way she bought it at the store. And I said, yeah, I wouldn't eat it. I just wouldn't. I don't know what protected coat is on it. I don't know what wax they put. I would be afraid to eat the particular fruit, because I know my fruit within 3 or 4 days it's gone bad. Maybe 4 or 5 days. I mean, it's gone bad. I mean, I bought a pineapple about a month ago, and within 3 days it was looking real sad. And I said, okay, that's what you're supposed to do, because I didn't eat you and I should have. But again, I'm going to do my next show on Texas herbs that are naturally akin to my particular state. And that's why I'm choosing it, because Texas is my state. So if you can, down in the comments, I would really love if you would give me a little comment and tell me what natural herbs you use for brain boosting, for keeping that blood flow to the brain, for stress, for anxiety, natural herbs only. Because think about those individuals that are in college and things like that right now, who need that extra boost to be able to think when they've got so many papers due. I know we're sitting here in the month of May, and I know school will be ending in the next couple of weeks, and I'm sure they've got exams and finals and just so super stressed out. And I'll tell you this also, with a lot of these natural herbs, you start to see a difference within the same day or so. You will start to see a difference in the same day or so. So it's not one of those things that's going to take a long time, and everybody's body is different. But for me, I've always seen in the very first day some type of differences. But that's my show today on those natural herbs that will help with boosting that brain power and function. And if it's something that you only want to take on a every now and then type of thing because you're working on something special, then I think that's a great idea as well. But that's my show today. And I hope you share with me what are some of the things that you're using so that I can kind of have an idea. Bye for now.